Hey, we're excited to watch the show. Shady McCoy, you won your first Super Bowl with the Chiefs, but the question for me after the Chiefs didn't just lose to the Eagles, they got run by the Eagles. Should teams still fear the Chiefs?
Wait, did you see my cousin on the sideline with the ice on his neck?
Nah, who that?
That was my cousin. You didn't know that? You couldn't tell?
No, Shady.
Diamonds was dancing.
Diamonds was dancing.
Yeah, you should be worried. I mean, you know what's funny, though, about this whole Chiefs team and how the world perceives the Chiefs nowadays? Patrick Mahomes and all that. Is he the best quarterback? Is he not? All these things is like, why should we fear the Chiefs? All they do is go to the Super Bowl. Last year, they was up for a three-peat. And guess what? That wasn't even best season. They didn't play great last year, and they were still up for a three-peat? They were already to the Super Bowl. And it's like, okay, so now the Chiefs' offense, because we got to say defense play well, right? Yeah. I guess this question is more about, do we fear the Chiefs' offense? Because a lot of questions about now is Patrick Mahomes still the most dominant or best player in the league? Yes. At his worst, AFC Championship game, at his best Super Bowl champ. They're only going to get better. Last year, he had to deal with not having his number one wide receiver, his number two wide receiver, and your number three had to be your number one? How many quarterbacks is winning like that? Yeah. I'll just say this, for playing with Andy Reid for so long and really knowing him and then playing under or playing with Patrick Mahomes and Travis and all my guys, they feed on these type of things, all these type of questions, because they know they're that good. Certain teams I played on where we knew we were good and we knew that we'll have a chance to get in the playoffs. It's not the Chiefs. When they're good, they're like, yo, we know at the worst, we go to the AFC Championship game. They already looking ahead at who we going to be playing in the championship. Would it be the Eagles again? You get what I'm saying? So, yes, I still fear the Chiefs. I heard my boy Travis Kelce drop 25 pounds. And when you get older, you get lighter. And when you get lighter, you get faster. And I think if Rashid Rice comes back solid, what's the young kid for Texas?
Xavier Worthy.
Xavier, him a year or two? Listen, they're going to be good. They're going to be real good.
One more year. Fear him for one more year. I need to, if I'm an opponent of the Chiefs, I need to confirm that Travis Kelce has lost a step. I think he's lost a step. James and I saw it. I saw it on tape last year. Travis Kelce struggled more than ever beating man coverage. So I think he's lost a step. But give me one more year to truly confirm Travis Kelce is no longer still the great Travis Kelce. And let me make sure last year wasn't just a down year. Kelce going to be 36. One more year. Chris Jones turns 31 July 3rd. He's the best defensive player for the last half decade, if not decade in its entirety. I need Chris Jones to stop being an all-pro. He was a first-team All-Pro still last year. Let Chris Jones move on from being an All-Pro. Let Travis Kelce confirm that he's lost a step. Then you can no longer fear the Chiefs. This year, I'm still going to fear them. But I was prepping for this conversation, getting up here, and the Patriots were dominant for 20 years. But they didn't win a chip for 10. When I got into the league in 2012, the Patriots weren't the team I feared. The Denver Broncos were the team I feared because they had Peyton Manning at that point in time. And if y'all remember, 55 touchdowns, 5,500 passing yards. They had the best offense since the turn of the century, I would suggest, outside of the Rams team. The Ravens were the team I feared. Ray Lewis was still towards the end of his prime, but Ray Lewis was still doing what he did. The Ravens obviously won that Super Bowl in 2012. I didn't fear the Patriots because they were in the midst of that 10-year gap where they weren't winning Super Bowls. I didn't even remember the Patriots being Super Bowl dominant because by the time I got into the league, they were 6 years removed from their last Super Bowl. So if the Chiefs are to be feared, fear them this year. But I don't know that you should continue to fear them for the next 3, 4, 5, 6. One more year of fear for the Chiefs, then I'm putting that fear aside.
One more year?
One more year. One more year.
Patty only playing one more season?
No, but Kelce got to go. when Kelce goes, then I think I'll be able to, woo-saw a little bit. Let me woo-saw a little bit.
He's still, he's still, you know what I mean?
Listen, you shouldn't fear nobody. But you shouldn't be excited that the Chiefs is on your schedule. For me, I need to see them lose when they're healthy.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because Patty, the last couple years, his teams ain't been healthy when you strictly talk offensively, and he's still been getting to these games. Yeah. So now you're saying this year we got a healthy Pacheco. We got a healthy Rashid Rice. We got a healthy Hollywood Brown to go with Xavier Worthy and to go with a 25 pounds lighter Travis Kelce. That's a bunch of speed coming at you, and that's two dudes in Rashid Rice and Travis Kelce that's phenomenal at working the middle of the field and running routes. So healthy, I got to see some people stop the Kansas City Chiefs because they didn't stop them injured. Yeah. Only team that stopped them injured was the Philadelphia Eagles in the Super Bowl. So I need to see teams in this AFC, especially in the playoffs, stop them when they are healthy. Until then, you do not want to see Patty Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs on your schedule because they are that good and that dominant, especially healthy.
And when you talk about fairing the team, you got to fair a team that every year they don't give you no excuses. Andy Reid, that's his main thing. We don't do no talking, no excuses.
Yeah.
Either you win or you lose. And I look at like a lot of the great quarterbacks. If it's Lamar Jackson, we always say he might need more on this offense. Now he got Derrick Henry, so that's phenomenal.
Yeah.
But before that, he needed more help. Josh Allen, right? We kept saying, does he have enough to get over that hump? Joe Burrow, does he have enough on deep? Pat don't do that.
Yeah, you're right.
They don't do that, and he need help. Their offense didn't have no real superstars, and everybody got hurt. Travis Kelce, he is getting older. He's 36. Yeah, I'm 36 right now, and I'm on TV now. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? So it's hard to stay that dominant. But another thing is, when you talk about fair, a lot of teams should, especially in the AFC, especially in the AFC East or AFC West, because Patrick Mahomes is 35-5 as starter. So that means 9 times out of 10, man, we got a conference game, a divisional game, I'm going to win.
Hold on.
Right?
He 35-5 as a starter.
I ain't stutter, James, and I stutter sometimes. But not this time. Then I look at, on the AFC side of things, like in the playoffs, Patrick Mahomes versus Lamar Jackson, flawless. Okay, Patrick Mahomes versus Josh Allen, flawless. Yeah. So at your best, y'all don't beat me. And you think that now I got my healthy team with me now, y'all not going to fear me?
Yeah.
It's going to get scary.
That's the only reason why I'm telling you one
like
year, because Patty's there. Patty has overcome all that.
Unless, though, and we've seen this before, right? The Cowboys, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95. By 97, it was over and done with. The Patriots, 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004. Thankfully, they stopped winning Super Bowls. Though in 2007, obviously, they still had a perfect season up until that point. It's not to suggest that the Chiefs aren't still going to be great.
No doubt.
But eventually, every streak of dominance takes a breath. It takes a breath. It has to breathe. I'm just wondering, and I would anticipate that when Travis Kelce and Chris Jones finally stop being elite, the streak of dominance will take a breath.
Nope.
Not that it will be gone forever, but it has to breathe. Tom Brady's the greatest of all time. Belichick, at least one of the greatest defensive minds. Many would suggest and argue he's the greatest coach of all time. Even that took a 10-year window, of which they still went 19-0 and lost in a championship. So what I'm saying, James, is I think the breath will come when the best defensive player in Chris Jones is no longer dominant, which not hopefully, but if you were against the Chiefs, hopefully that comes sooner than later. And Travis Kelce, when his consistent blanket to Patrick Mahomes, when he leaves, which I do believe in a year, that's when that should start to happen.
Yeah, but my only thing is like, this team has been hurt. For the last 2-3 years, this team has been hurt. And Patty and them has been in a Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, kudos to Chris Jones for playing at a high level, but we have watched Travis Kelce. He has slowed down. So it's not like he just was helping Patty just change this whole thing around. He has slowed down. And Patty still was making the play when the play needed to be made to get his team there. And now you're talking about healthy? And if they're healthy again, especially to think that the 2 baddest quarterbacks in the AFC ain't beat me in the playoffs.
Healthy or not, right.
And the other baddest one in the AFC ain't even sniffed the playoffs in 2 years. So he ain't even been in the dance to do nothing. You don't want to play these Chiefs.
Before we leave, I had a chance to talk to him. I won't say his name, but a really good, respected owner, right? And I was like, man, how long do you think this Chiefs dynasty will remain? Because the same question you have. And he said, it's hard to tell. He said, because everything in place they have, right? You talk about the Belichick, you talk about the Braves, they had that. Who else you said? You said the back in the day they had the coaching with the Cowboys, and they had, I guess the ownership was good. He said the thing with the Chiefs is they have everything. They have one of the best coaches in football of all time, and I think Andy Reid's the best coach in football of all time, right? You have potentially, the top 3 quarterback of all time, right? But then you have a GM.
Yeah.
Brett Veach don't get enough credit. It's one thing to draft great players and hope they become great. It's another thing to draft great players and also draft really, really good players. Yeah. A 4th, 5th rounder that now is a Pro Bowl type player. They have that. So when you ask, can you replace a guy like Chris Jones? Probably can't replace him. But you can draft guys that's pretty darn good that go with him. So when he leaves, they replace him. Wide receivers. You might not have Tyreek Hill no more that you drafted, but you do have other guys that can replace him. And Brett Veach does a good job of bringing them old guys in, getting the old guys out and new guys in. That's why they're going to be one of the best times of all time. Quarterback, best of all time, one of the best of all time. Head coach, the best of all time. And one of the GMs is one of the best in football. They're going to be good for a long, long time.
What up, YouTube family? Welcome to the facility. Thanks for watching, and you better be sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to get more highlights from the show and all of our exclusive content.